Hey YouTubers, it's Tony with Mayberry Mini Trucks. Today is Tuesday, June 25th, 2024, and it is a beautiful morning out. It's about 72 degrees right now, and we're going to do a video uh, for a gentleman in Virginia, and this is for Jeff in Virginia, and I um, I just got back last night from two deliveries. I delivered one mini truck. It was a real pretty Daihatsu, I believe, to Jeff, Karen, and B2 in Maryland. And B2 and I had something in common that I didn't reveal. We're both Star Wars fans and I think he liked Boba Fett a lot, and Boba Fett was pretty cool. He had that jetpack, and Boba Fett didn't say a lot, but he went like this with his helmet, and when he did that, that meant something, and that meant he was about to take action. And Boba Fett was cool, but I like Luke, Han Solo, Princess Leia, and of course, what 12-year-old didn't think Princess Leia was beautiful, right? And anyway, enough digression. This is a video for, oh, and then after that, I went to Kentucky and delivered two guys. You have never seen something as amazing as Paris, Kentucky. Paris, Kentucky is where Secretariat is buried. And of course, Secretariat is one of the most famous racehorses ever. And so I was there in that country 101 where the Kentucky Derby horses and the the estates are so manicured. I mean, it's ridiculous. I had no idea that money like that even existed. But we're talking massive ponderosas of meticulously, um, you know, just manicured estates with these horses out there in the pastures. And the horses, you can tell that those horses were just high dollar. I have no idea what a horse like that costs, but man, oh man, that's where the second one went, and that was Gale. And Gale, he and his wife moved from California to Kentucky, and now they've got a beautiful place out there. And Gail is he and I share in common where we're both financially minded. And Gail is all about being conscientious with spending his money wisely, which is why he bought a mini truck, because mini trucks are, not to be too biased, but I believe it's true. Mini trucks are a wise purchase when you need a work truck made by a brand name, uh, even four-wheel drive. All mine are four-wheel drive. Once in a while, I get a two-wheel drive, with low miles. And so for, $8,000, prices are going up worldwide on mini trucks. It's just an unavoidable phenomenon. I'm doing everything I can to minimize the impact of that on the customer ultimately. And I believe I'm doing everything I can. I won't reveal exactly what I'm doing to accomplish that because since I got the law passed, making the street legal, other people are jumping into the business, but not necessarily um, doing the same type of um, business model practices to look out for the customer. So I only get low mileage trucks. I don't buy a high mileage truck and dress it up to look like a nice truck. I actually get a nice truck and then it looks like a nice truck. Rather than putting um, lipstick on something that really isn't in as good as condition as it might appear. So that's something we don't do. And ultimately, I think that means a lot. Jeff in Virginia, man, I don't know why, but I tell these stories. Jeff in Virginia This is a 1995 Honda ACTY. It is no squinting today. I grabbed my glasses. It's like the first time in a year and a half I've actually worn my glasses. 1995 Honda ACTY 4x4, 5-speed with 32,015 original miles. So there's that low mileage thing. And it's important to get a mini truck with low miles because there is a correlation between low miles and reliability. There's a correlation between low miles and the power that a vehicle will have because the piston rings have less wear on the cylinder walls, meaning higher compression, meaning higher horsepower. So Jeff is a long distance customer and he is interested in this Honda. So we talked about the Honda and answered questions. That's the first part of the communication, and then we try to find out what is it exactly you're interested in. What are you looking for? And then I get Stephanie or Hannah on the line, and we try to zero in on something, or he may see it on our website. That's another big one. If you see it on the website, obviously, that's a plus. But not all of our stuff is on our website because it just came in. It's got to be serviced. It's got to be repaired. And the title applied for and cleaned and photographed and then listed. Well, that takes time. So a lot of stuff is not yet on our website. And so, but he got he got this one dialed in here. And now the second stage for our long distance customers, just like Gail, he was a long distance customer, and just like Jeff Karen and B2 in Maryland, they're long distance customers, meaning I showed up with the vehicles and they have never actually seen the vehicles. Well, how on earth do you do that? Successfully 100% of the time. A 100% of the time means that we're doing something correctly. So we go through painstaking detail in right now. This is part of the reason how we do it. So, and Jeff in Virginia isn't going to you know necessarily get the truck. Well, most people do, but if he sees this video and says, "Oh no, there's something wrong with that. That's not what I had in mind." That is not a failure. See, it's a success, meaning we accomplished what the purpose of this video is. All right, enough of my diatribe here. So now we're going to video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go around the perimeter of the windshield. The antenna looks cocked, meaning it has somebody backed up probably and hooked it on a branch. But that is bent right there. It's probably so coming around the windshield. I want to put this on 90%. There we go. We're looking for rust or damage. So that roof looks very nice. You can see the reflections in the roof coming down the passenger side of the windshield and now around. That's just dirt. That's not rust. Looking really nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very good condition. No rust. And now we're going to look across the front of the vehicle to see for damage. So this is a what I call a pebble peck there and there, where a little pebble nicked the paint on the highway. That's just dirt there. And the front bumper looks very nice, but we do have two dings. One here, tiny. When I say ding, I mean a shopping cart ding, and an even smaller one there. Now we're going to look at it from this way. That's it. Just those two dings. The rest of it looks good. No rust. Two tiny dings. Now we're going to come down the door pillar, and it also looks very nice. This is chalky, and that's obviously from the UV rays hitting it. It's very exposed, just sitting out there. If you wanted to, Jeff, there's screws here. You can undo them and get semi-gloss. You wipe it with alcohol or paint thinner, then get semi-gloss, like a good Valspar or some kind of good quality paint, and then paint it after you've removed it, and make sure this is facing down on a bench or something, or on a piece of cardboard, so you don't get paint on your mirror. And then that will look incredible. It really does paint well. And everything else looks good. Nothing else is chalky except that. But that is kind of Honda-esque. All right, coming down, we have two dings. One there, very tiny. The panel in the center is 100%. And that's it, I believe. Yep, that's it. All right, so now we're going to look at the inside of the wheel housing, or the inner fender, and that looks nice. Very nice. No rust. And the tire is good. Not great, but good. The wheel here is dirty, and that's because I washed the truck before I came out here, because the dirt road is so dusty right now because we haven't had rain forever. And, we try to at least clean the truck. We don't put lipstick on a pig, but we do want to wash it. Well, that means everything's wet, so the dirt then sticks to it. It's just a continuous battle. And we live on a mile-long dirt road, and it's as dry as the Sahara. All right, so now this bedside panel on the driver's side has multiple dings and one dent. So it has a ding from the inside out here, tiny, a tiny ding here, a ding here. That's a spot weld, spot weld, spot weld. That's the assembly process. And this is just a scuff with gentle surface rust. That's not a problem of rust or corrosion. I'll show you that actually. And this is a dent here. It's a mild dent, but and so there was a impact here, and so they touched it up with touch-up paint. I don't know if you can see, that's been touched up. That little spot right there has been touched up, and that's been dented but did not crack the paint. That's been touched up there. So there's that dent. Now I said I would lower the bedside panel so that you can see. So that's just stained is all that is. It's in really good shape. That's the takeaway there. In fact, while we're at it, let's just look at the bed. So that's very nice. Those are factory drain holes. So this is in really good condition. We have a bug, a summertime bug there. So this is in really good condition. Now you see here some bleeding from where the paint was chipped. So the rust bleeding, that's surface rust where it just, so if you wanted to, you could get a wire brush, and wire brush the headache rack, because that's what takes the abuse, because they might tie something to that and then it rubs. That's what's going on there. The engine cover is in good condition. No rust. I think we've got some grease around the bolt heads, perhaps, but very nice. And here's the rest of the bed. I suppose since I let one panel down. I might as well let them all down. Okay, so it's the exact same story here, where it's just dirty and scratched. That's all this is. So I want you to understand this is scratched paint, but not cancer. Here, I remember the paint was scratched right there also. There, something in the bed chipped the paint, but that's 100% solid, not cancer, not rust through. So you could wire brush that, no problem. Same thing here. I hope this is illustrated. It's just the paint is flaked off, and the weld has a high carbon content, so it is very prone to rust quickly. Same thing there, same thing there. All right, so now we're going to put the bed back up, and this is how you fold the bed sides. On a Honda, your bedside chains, oh, look at this. This is nice. This is a good sign. Nobody would ever pick up on this. This still has the rubber insert from the factory right there. That means, interestingly, that is what's called a what would that be? Would that be a leading indicator or a lagging indicator? I guess it's a leading indicator of what's to come on this video, but it's a lagging indicator of the life that this truck had. All right. So now let's close this. Let's put this bed chain on. So that's how you do the bed chains on a Honda. You put one link up here, and then the rest of them hang down. And this garden hose helps a lot to keep it from sounding. And look at the condition of the steel there. That's a good sign. It's still got that luster. Now, let's look underneath. I'm trying to do a really good job here. So you've got little surface pitting there from gravel knocking the paint. That's all that is. Seam rust. Seam rust is very common where they spot welded things together. And again, seam rust is perfectly normal and, in my book, acceptable because it's a phenomena that occurs. Under a Honda, it's hard to see under the truck because it's got this unibody construction and not a separate frame, so you can only see so much. Okay, so we have a dent here. Not a ding, it's a ding, but it's close to being a dent. Good looking taillights, really pretty plastic. You've got the corner on this truck. A lot of times on a Honda, the corner, that rubber piece is missing. And you have one up there too. And we also have this corner. That's nice. Beautiful plastic again. Beautiful. Very translucent and good color, not chalky, not faded, which I think is important. Good looking exhaust. Nice dirt road. You can see what kind of sand is on our dirt road. The composition of our dirt road is just unmistakable. I would say that's called North Carolina red clay. But all kidding aside, the paint on the wheel has a bit of a luster, which is something you almost never see. This does have the battery cover, which is another rarity. Those have to be tight. And Kathleen, we did send you the cover for your truck, and that is on the way. So you'll get that, Kathleen in Kansas City. So you've got to keep these tight. If they fall off, you will never find ones like this again, meaning the factory battery cover bolts for a Honda ACTY. All right, so that's it. Let's get under here. Pretty much the same thing. Looks good. Nice. Very nice. That's your shield to shield the motor from road dirt hitting it. They wanted to hit that and not the engine. Because your engine on a Honda is actually in front of the axle, which is much better. See, there's another. The hasp has the factory rubber still on it there. Pretty nice. All right, got a small ding right there. Coming down the post. This is the passenger side door post. Looking really good. No dings. Got a tiny little scratch there that's been touched up with like a Q-tip. No dings. I know there are some lower. No dings. No dings. But here, no dings here. No dings here either. But here we have some contact. So somebody brushed something there, and then it came here and scratched this paint and made a slight impression. And they took touch-up paint and touched it up as well. Got a little scratch there, and maybe a little piece of contact right there, very minor. So there you go. Again, a good tire, not a great tire, but a good tire. A little seam rust right there, just surface only, nothing big. But all in all, a very, very tight and clean underbody on this vehicle. All right, so, and the wheel on this one doesn't look bad either. It's the leading wheel, so it takes more abuse than the rear wheel, but it looks pretty darn good. I know this is getting ridiculous. I'm starting to look at things that normally we don't pay attention to, but hey, I'm taking a YouTube video. Can I pan on you? No. So this is my good neighbor here, and he made he made a nice comment. Thank you for saying I have a nice sticker. I appreciate it. What a beautiful truck, man. One day I hope to graduate to the kind of trucks you have. Huh? Just add water. Exactly. I'm farming mini trucks, so I'm growing it. It'll be this size one day. Good seeing you. Bye-bye. Okay. So he has a Chevy Silverado with a Duramax diesel, and it's a newer model. Very good business owner. All right, so this is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So we washed all this, but that's your sound deadening material. Good step side there, and under the door looks really good. No rust. That's important. And now underneath, we want to get a shot of the jack. That's your factory jack. That is your jack handle, and then the tool bag. This is your windshield washer fluid reservoir, and you can see everything's looking really good under there. And now we're going to put the seat back down by pulling this handle, and you have a net bag there also. But look at the condition of that seat. That seat is absolutely beautiful. We also have maintenance. Wow, that's a good thing right there. When you see records of the maintenance on the vehicle, that's actually a good sign. Maintenance note. Now, I think this is all in Japanese. It is, so it probably won't do you any good. But you do have, um, oh, there's a state truck. Their door is open. I think I stopped to close the door there. But I don't know if they're here to see me or maybe they're just trying to close the door. Um, so I'm just going to ignore that for now. And I'm going to put my towel in the bed, my towel that I used to wipe the road dirt off. So don't forget that. And lastly, we want to look at this door. And on this door, that's road dirt. This is all road dirt here. And now we want to see if there's any rust. And there is not. And now we're going to lift up this floor mat and look under there. Beautiful. Under the seat looks great. And this seat here looks very good. No tears in the seat. And now let's get in and take it for a drive. We're going to drive it down the hill, and then we're going to drive it back up the hill. Okay, so I'm going to move the seat back a little bit. So the Honda's always in four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And, I used to think, oh, that's going to be a problem. But it's not. I used to think, oh, if you're going to have trouble, you're going to have trouble with that system. So I did not import Hondas for the first, several years. But I was so wrong because the Honda, ironically, is the only mini truck I've never had a problem with the four-wheel drive. And that means something. I'm not sure what, but it means something. All right. So, it means that Honda absolutely hit it out of the park with their four-wheel drive to never have a problem. Honda's track record is exactly like my track record on delivering to my long-distance customers. I've got a perfect track record, and I go through great lengths to maintain that. And Honda has also achieved a 100% track record on their four-wheel drive. Now, there are three things wrong with a Honda. I can't get into that yet. I'll try to remember to mention what they are. And we did get the law passed in North Carolina making mini trucks street legal. We also serviced the truck. Oh, let me get this up to speed. Well, I almost ran out of space. That was 95 kilometers per hour, and it feels very good. But I got off target there and started. I almost forgot to do that. Now, what was I saying? We did get the law passed. We did service the truck, and we changed the air filter, the oil filter, and we used full synthetic oil. We checked the front differential fluid, the rear differential fluid, the transmission fluid, and we checked the four-wheel drive. Like I said, on a Honda, it's always good. And we make sure that it has power. And that's what this is going to demonstrate right here. We are in fifth gear, and we're climbing this hill in fifth gear. So what's really going to be remarkable is, I hope, we'll see, when we get to this 90-degree turn, we're going to slow down right now and keep it in fifth gear. All right? So now we're going 35 kilometers per hour. 35 kilometers per hour, which is extremely slow. But more than that, guys, we're in fifth gear and we're climbing a steep hill. So look at the speedometer. We're now going 45. In a moment, we'll be going 50. That means we're accelerating up a steep hill in fifth gear. So that is remarkable. And here comes Roger. Hey, Roger. He's test driving a truck. That's part of what we do. And we're going to stop. So now, that is a magnificent test drive where we and you can see also that the temperature gauge is right where it needs to be. And so there was something important I was going to say, and I said it, but I can't get into that right now. Oh, there's three faux pas. Every manufacturer has their faux pas. The faux pas of a Honda ACTY are three. Number one, the location of the antifreeze overflow tank could have been in a better place. It can catch UV rays just like their mirrors, but that's not a faux pas. That's just semi-gloss paint. You're good. But the antifreeze overflow tank can catch UV rays. There's a little window cut out so you can see the height of the antifreeze, and that can catch UV rays and become dry rotted. So, or they may have kept it in their garage, which I would suspect this is one of them that was kept in the garage, just based on the condition of the truck. Uh, but if it was in the sun, you can put your finger through it and game over. So you have to buy a new one. They're $45. You can get a new one, no big deal. Here in the United States, you can get that. The other two things are, if you come out to your Honda ACTY and you crank and crank and crank and crank and crank and crank and it won't start, that may mean either your fuel pump is broken, which usually doesn't happen, or your fuel shutoff valve is bad. That can happen. About I'm gonna say out of 100 Hondas, you'll see that maybe 5% of the time. And well, yeah, maybe 5% of the time. I'm trying to shoot you straight. I think maybe 5 out of 100 may have a bad fuel vent or shut off solenoid. So the third thing is the fuel vent solenoid. Whereas you come out to your Honda and it starts, and then you go to drive it and it dies. Well, that may be your fuel vent solenoid. And on Hondas, that's just a thing. 5% of the time, it may be one of the two. If one of them is bad, replace them both because they're $130 a piece, and you can get those in the United States. That's important. And they're easy to replace. But that's it. That's it. You don't hear me uh, being too hard. Hey, there's my man Aaron. Hey, Aaron. See, these are our guys getting things done with mini trucks. So we have a lot of. They're going to one of our mechanics. We have 4 mechanics, and they're taking these trucks to. And I like Aaron. He's good. And so what was I talking about? The fuel vent solenoid. Yep. So you might as well replace them both. If one is bad, the other one ostensibly might not be far behind it. It might last for another 25 years. But if your Honda cranks and cranks and cranks, it could be the fuel shutoff solenoid. If it cranks and fires and it goes and dies, that may be your fuel vent solenoid. And that's it, though. Hondas don't have very objectionable problems. That's why, I mean, and it's a 5-speed, and we just drove it almost 60 miles an hour and climbed the hill. That was the big deal. That was the big deal of this whole test drive. The most important part was what we just saw, where we came up a hill. Let's see, 35 kilometers per hour is 5 times 6 is 3, and 3 times 6 is 18. So that was 21, maybe 22 miles per hour coming up a steep hill. But don't forget, we were in fifth gear, 22 miles per hour in fifth gear going uphill. That is amazing. But the most amazing part, and it's justifiable to say this, is that it accelerated. That's huge. That's huge. That means this thing has good power. And you can see what's important to me is the mechanical operation of the vehicle, which you can't see it. So I try to illustrate that. But yes, the body is important. And this has very nice features visually as well. The seats are not torn. That's pretty major. And because the seats take all the abuse, the seats in the bed take all the abuse because, people use the bed and stuff scratches the bed. But this bed was pretty darn nice. And it even had nice bed chains. So, guys, that is the end of our video. And Jeff, I believe it was Jeff. Yep, Jeff, if you are interested in this vehicle, give us a call at 336-777-9957. And for everyone else, if you'd like to email us, our email address is justin@mayberryminitrucks.com or hannah@mayberryminitrucks.com. I caught myself. I almost said sales. So Justin@mayberryminitrucks.com or Hannah@mayberryminitrucks.com, and that will go to Justin and Hannah, as it should. And our website is mayberryminitrucks.com if you'd like to see our inventory. And our YouTube channel, you're on now seeing this video, so you already know about the YouTube channel, but you can go on YouTube and just type in @Minitrucks. That's our handle on YouTube. So we're pretty fortunate to get mini trucks. So we're at mini trucks. And so do check that out. See, these guys are test driving trucks. So he was gone for however long, maybe a few minutes, so that he drove it down. And you could tell he probably drove it all the way to Prison Camp Road and back, which gets it well into normal operating temperature territory. And they drove it to the mechanic, which was another test drive, and that was about 6 miles there and back. And so these are important things to do so that you can accurately identify the condition of the truck mechanically. But anyway, so guys, yep. Check out our all our other videos if you'd like on our YouTube channel, and please hit subscribe. Just like B2 was saying yesterday, hit subscribe, and you will be then able to find our channel more easily, because then we'll be put in your little library list of channels, and then you go, oh, Mayberry Mini Trucks, boom. Let me get to their channel and see what they've got. And the reason you would do that is because you got a notification that Mayberry Mini Trucks just posted a new video. And guys, we are about to get a mountain of trucks. I say a mountain, 42 trucks. And it might be 44. And but the thing is, we kept getting pushed back. And I don't know why. But all of these shipments are so late, and I mean 2 weeks late, which normally doesn't happen. But something was going on in the Pacific Ocean, probably weather related, that caused the shipping companies, there's 3 major ones, to say, hey, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. And we are low man on the totem pole. I am such a low man on the totem pole. I am below. I'm subterranean. And so I am the last one to benefit in this whole process. But it's all for the specific purpose of Mayberry Mini Trucks receiving our trucks whole as they were when they were loaded in Japan. So guys, I appreciate you hanging with me. I feel like I want to get the good word out one more time and just let people know what's important to us and why. And again, it's low mileage trucks that are in good condition and the ability to repair them and making them street legal, which we did. We got Governor Cooper to the House and the Senate, wrote the law, voted on it, did crossover voting. Then Governor Cooper, with the help of a lobbyist, did sign the bill into law. And so we're very happy to be able to say that as well. And you will receive, oh, this is important, you will receive the title, of course, the synthetic oil change, any work we had to do to it, cleaning it, all the paperwork and processing. Obviously, that requires effort on our part, but we don't charge anything extra for that. We try to keep our costs as lean as administratively feasible, and as administrative feasibility would permit. And we we want to make a fair profit, of course, but we don't make a killing on people. We don't charge you a dock fee. That's a big one. I love saying that. Man, I'm gonna miss of all the things, because I'm about to really retire. Of all the things that I think I'm gonna miss the customers, and I'm also gonna miss being able to say we don't charge anything extra. And we've always been that way for 14 years and 15 soon. And we don't charge a prep fee, an admin fee, a title fee. Everything is included. So if we say this vehicle is, I don't know what this one was, probably 8,800 or whatever, 80, oh, I don't know how much it was. And Stephanie has the price crossed out for good reason. And so we don't charge anything extra. And that I think is good business because you get to say, oh, this is the price of the truck. Um, then okay, I'll take it. And this truck here, probably, actually, now that I look at it, the seats are not torn and it's low miles. This might have been 9,200 or something. But now I'm going to get myself in trouble. Jeff is going to say, you were asking 10,800. And now I'm going to sound like we're charging too much. But anyway, I really don't know how much the truck is. Isn't that crazy? So, okay, man, Rabbit Trail City. Um, there was something important I was going to say. So we don't charge anything extra. The price that we have on the sticker hanging on the window is all you pay. That's what I wanted to say. The synthetic oil change, the title, all the paperwork, obviously the delivery fee. So when we deliver the truck, we charge $2.50 per mile one way. So, if you're 300 miles away, the delivery fee is $750. And so, guys, I'd say that's about it. So, yeah, subscribe, like B2 was saying yesterday, subscribe, hit the thumbs up also, and hit notifications so you'll be notified that, hey, they just posted a video. It's probably this new shipment of trucks, or it may be a video like this, like for Jeff in Virginia. So, guys, thank you for watching our video.